In this tutorial I would like to show you how to build your first Joomla template in Linelab Template Builder. First you need to register a free account, or you can sign up for a professional plan by clicking on pricing, and here you can sign up. We'll start with a free account. You may get a captcha like this. And then you just register. You will receive an activation link to your email address. Click on the activation link to activate your user account. Now you can log in. Now that we created a tested account, we can start building a new template by clicking on New Template button here. Basically, it's like customizing a blank template, but you can also choose to customize any of the predefined free templates here. If you want to access premium templates and Virtuemart templates for customization, you will need to purchase a professional plan. But let's start with the new template. First I click on the Load Template button here, and then I click the Customize Template button on the top menu. Here I've set up a name of my first template. And I can start customizing it. We will start with the rows, so we will define a wireframe for our template, or in other words, we will set up positions for each module in your Joomla template. As you can see here, there are already some predefined lines, or rows, if we call them like that, and you can publish or unpublish them by clicking these rows in the right menu. Then you can customize each row by clicking on it and setting up the number of columns in each row. So first row, that is called A box, is now consisting of 4 columns, which can be equal size like that. And as you can see in this bootstrap system, each line consists of 12 sectors, so you can define 4 boxes that have bootstrap size 3, or you can lower the number to 2 and then easily use your mouse to set the size of each box. You can also make this box bigger and the other one smaller. For example, if you want to use a search box on the top of your template and so on. Also, you can choose if you want to use a boxed size which looks like this. Oh, first close the row, which is full width. No, it's not full width, it's in the center. Or you can use some fluid row that goes from left to right. So I close the preview, and as you can see, this row, the B box, is fluid, and you can also choose if you want gutters or not, which are spaces. Okay, so first template, we will want to create some spots for language switcher, currency switcher, search box and login menu. So I will want to create 4 sectors, but in the A box right here. 4 sectors with equal size. Then I would want to add another menu and a shopping cart, which I can create in premium plan, but right here it can be anything that I want to put on the right side of the B box, like this. So I set up 2 and I set up them boxed like this and just make it like that. And you can continue like this from top to bottom when you want to place the copyright, or if you want to place a slider there. It's always better to start with drawing your wireframe on a paper and then just defining it in your template. Also, if you know that you will not need some rows, you can unpublish them. Also, there is a row called main box, which consists of main content like articles in your Joomla, and here you can also place left and right menu, and you can also define it to hide it on main page or not by selecting hide or show on front page. As you can see, you can also define if you want to see the left menu on desktop, which is called MD here, hide it, and you can unpublish it on mobile and tablet for later. But when you are finished with defining the positions for your rows on desktop, you should switch to tablet like that and start again. For example, on tablet you may want to have quite different layout, and this is defined separately for each resolution for each device, like that. And again you continue with all rows like that. This is for tablet, and then you can switch. Okay, close. Switch to mobile like that, and again stretch the positions, and you can always check it by clicking the quick preview. Right now we have nothing there to see, so we will use that later, and you can always go back to this row setup later. So those are rows. Now that we have rows defined, we can continue with modules. As you can see, I go back to desktop and I will want to assign modules to different positions. For example, I may want to show a slideshow on this position and breadcrumbs above them, then a Joomla menu above it, search box right here, or any custom HTML right here, and in these positions. Right now you are only assigning the type of content that will be shown on the position, but you can change this later when you install your template on your website, because we don't have all possible modules and components that you may want to use on your website here. So maybe use it as a sample for now. So in this step you can define the modules, and again check it on your tablet and mobile. When you are done with this, you continue to setting up CSS, which are styles and the look of your website, you can choose fonts, from this preview. Like adding more or removing them. Open Sans is default, and you can use another font if you like. Also, you can add colors. Or you can define them by number. Or add new color and choose a drop pick to add a color. Or use our color palette tool to get colors that you want. Okay, now that we are done with the colors, we can continue with setting up another styles like padding for text, borders, font, for example, Open Sans, font size, font weight, style normal, line height, and continue with H1 title, like setting up color. Again, font family, font size, and you can continue with all the tags that you may want to use in your template. Then with forms and other tags. You can always get back to this later and change it anytime. Then we can start customizing the website by clicking on the desktop, and we may want to change properties of each module that we have assigned here. For example, this menu. You can always click at Edit Page and then start customizing it. Move your mouse like that and click the Settings button here. Now here you can set up the name of the module for your navigation and orientation in your template, and you can assign just basic settings like if it's visible on all pages or just home page, or all except home page. So this is a top menu and we want it visible on all pages. We don't want to show the title, and there are some basic settings like if it has sub-menus, so we leave it like that, and we can continue with other settings like it's aligned to right, or we can align it to left. We can change the predefined setting of padding, or we can change the color of the link ourselves, like this. And this is a hover color. So when we hover over the text, it changes from magenta to gray. The same way you can change the background of the link, like this. And again, it can change with hover. Again, here as you can see is predefined some font, and we want to switch to Open Sans that we want to use on all sides, and set up all other text settings. Also you can define sub-menu like that. So this is the menu, and like this you can customize all on modules. Again, I click edit page, and there are other settings. You can always try to load some of our predefined module skins. Like, as you can see, there are 4 skins for menu that you can use simply by clicking on select. And as you can see, we have already ready menu. And then you can change other settings by clicking the lower settings button. Here are other settings like paddings and background for the section. So for example, we will want to add a margin 10 pixels from top, and the menu moves a little bit down like that. And you can set up margins from left, right and bottom for the section, position, wrapper, header. We don't use it here for menu, but we may want to add some modules, and then content. Also, if you don't find any setting in this menu, you can always switch to edit code and change the styles in CSS, either here or when you move your mouse over to module again and use the top button. There is another edit code button that lets you to change the CSS for this menu, if you are familiar with CSS. But you may not want to use it if you don't want, because this editor is quite visible. Okay, and you may also want to change some of your styles and designs for later by clicking on the Save button and call it, let's say, like menu. And as you can see, there is a limit on how much you can save in your free account, but this will be saved in your load predefined olcc under my skins. So you may use it for new templates, or if you want to copy a style of some module in your menu, in your template. Okay, that's it. Like this, you can start customizing the search box just by clicking settings button. Again, you can set up some parameters. Button, you may use image button or text like search. This is image parameters. If we use a text like search, you may also change the color of the search block, border and background like this, maybe pink. The input, which is inside the box, you may change the line height to make it higher. And then the button, line height, like that. As you can see, this is a little bit lower than the menu, and I would like to make it as tall as it. So I will switch to this setting, and I will change this heading and this margin for the wrapper content. need to change the menu to put it a little bit down. Box. Alright, and let's say 10 down. And then I can make this a little bit taller. But you can play with that and each module separately. The main point is that you need to click edit page for each module, and you have two menus. The top menu that allows you to set up the content of the slideshow, for example. Let's use it on homepage only, and set up different settings for each module, and then set up its design parameters by the lower menu, like here, by edit code or using the settings in the menu. Always feel free to use quick preview to see the results of what you are doing on different devices, and feel free to change it once you get back to the template. Customize that. You can also switch between pages, like home page, category block, single article, and other pages that are already predefined here. And we get back to home page and desktop, and you can get back to rows, modules, and other settings by using this left arrow. So that's basically it, and you can start playing with that and you will get to it really quickly. Okay, see you soon.